Welcome back to our next session that is on crystal field splitting in square planar complexes. A square planar coordination can be imagined to result when two ligands on the z-axis, often octahedron, are removed from the complex, leaving only ligands in xy plane. As the z ligands move away, the two ligands on the square plane move a little closer to the metal. So if you imagine a square plane like this with a center metal atom and four ligands approaching the metal atom, initially they experience a spherical negative charge distribution. As the ligands are approaching nearer and nearer to the central metal atom, the d orbitals which are present on the xy plane will experience more repulsions. So they get destabilized by increasing energy. The d orbital which is present in the xy plane exactly along the axis is dx square minus y square orbital. So it faces more repulsions and it increases in energy. Other d orbitals, that is which is in the xy plane, is dxy. This is also affected and it gets little destabilized, less than that of dx square minus y square. And the next orbital which is nearer to the ligand in the angles is dz square orbital. So this dz square orbital also gets destabilized, and the two orbitals which are not that much affected and remain degenerate are dxz and dyz. So this is how the splitting occurs in square planar complexes. Let me summarize this. The dx square minus y square is directly facing the ligands. So it is on the xy axis. It experiences more repulsions and gets destabilized. Other orbital that gets destabilized is dxy, and then the nearer orbital to the ligands is dz square, and the least which is not affected but remains degenerate is dyz and dxz. So this is the energy of splitting. Dx square minus y square is greater than dxy, dz square, and dxz and dyz are degenerate. This delta crystal field splitting of square planar is 1.74 times greater than delta 0, which is larger than pairing energy. So square planar complexes are all low spin complexes. All the square planar complexes are low spin complexes. Square planar geometry is favored by if the metal ions with D8 configuration in the presence of strong field. Best example is nickel tetra cyanide, that is tetracyanonickelate, NiCN4 2 minus, and the 8d electrons occupy the lower energy dxy, dxz, dyz and dz square, and dx square minus y square remains empty. Each and every orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. Since there are 8d electrons, so it is in 3d8 system, 4 to 8 orbitals will fill completely. Dx square minus y square orbital is empty. So the stronger the surrounding field, higher the dx square minus y square will be raised and the complex is more stable. If you go for metal ions with D8 configuration in 4th and 5th group period, rhodium 1, platinum 2, palladium 2 and gold 3, all they go for 4 coordinate complexes, that is square planar complex geometry only. So this is a summary of all the 3. This is tetrahedral complex, T2 above and E below. This is octahedral complex, EG above and T2G. And this is square planar complex. If you see this splitting, octahedral delta O is tetrahedral is 4 by 9 times less than octahedral, but square planar is 1.74 times. See, here it is greater than this entire splitting is square planar. It is entire and this is greater than octahedral. So in tetrahedral we have all high spin complexes. In square planar we have all low spin complexes. So the high spin and low spin in octahedral is based on the strength of the ligand. What are the factors affecting CFSE, crystal field stabilization energy? The geometry of the complex is the most important factor which affects crystal field stabilization energy. The crystal field splitting for octahedral complex is exactly nearly double that of tetrahedral complex. Delta T is equal to 4 by 9 times delta O, and it is less than square planar complex. In octahedral complex, the ligands approach along the axis, influencing the axial d orbitals directly, whereas in tetrahedral complex, d orbitals do not directly under the influence of the ligands. So we come for the nature of the ligands. Variation of the ligands also changes CFSE value, crystal field stabilization value. See the chromium complex, ligand is chlorine, crystal field stabilization energy is 163. It both are octahedral complexes, 6 ligands. This is chlorine 6, this is water 6, chromium hexa aqua complex. So water is a strong ligand, so splitting is more, 213 joules per mole. Chlorine is a weak ligand, splitting is less, 163 joules per mole. The crystal field stabilization energy also depends upon the central metal ion charge. Here if you observe, chromium aqua complex with 3 plus oxidation state is 213 and same complex with 2 plus oxidation state is 116. Higher the charge, greater the splitting value. Higher the charge, greater the splitting value. At the same time, it also depends upon the position of the metal. The magnitude increases on descending down the group. So this is third group element, fourth group and fifth group, cobalt, rhodium and iridium. As the delta zero value is increasing down the group, you can observe this. So all these are the factors which affects CFSE. What is the application of CFT? CFT is a bonding metal that explains many important properties of transition metal complexes like color, magnetic properties, structure and stability. The electronic spectra, that is D to D transitions between T2G to EG orbitals, was studied in CFT. For example, if you take titanium H2O6 3 plus complex, in the titanium is in plus 3 oxidation states. So its outermost electronic configuration is 3D1. It has one unpaired electron, and this is octahedral complex, so splitting will be like this, T2G and EG. Here T2G and this will be EG. So one unpaired electron in the down 3 orbitals and this is empty. When you pass light onto this, what happens? This one electron will move from T2G level to EG level. When it is moving like this is called D to D transition. When it is moving like this, it absorbs yellow light and emits violet color light. So the Ta3 plus complex is purple in color. The color of the many complexes was explained with the help of CFT. If the splitting of d orbital is less, the electrons prefer to occupy in all vacant d orbitals and complexes are said to be paramagnetic. Magnetic properties like paramagnetic nature, diamagnetic nature was explained in CFT. These were some of the applications of CFT. To summarize, CFT provides a basis for explaining many features of transition metal complexes. The color of the complex, paramagnetic and diamagnetic nature of the complex was exactly explained. The spectrochemical series for ligands explains nicely the origin of color and magnetic properties of the compounds. There is an evidence to suggest that metal ligand bond has covalent character, which explains why these complexes are very stable. So this was the summary. But there are few limitations for CFT which paved a way for molecular orbital theory. CFT ignores ligand orbitals. It also ignores other S and P metal orbitals. It is completely electrostatic or ionic interaction. It never speaks about covalent nature of bonding and it also skips pi bonding in complexes. There ends CFT. Thank you.